Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Last Epoch. My name is Wilfred. So from time to time I do feature this game on my channel. I do like action role-playing game and I think Last Epoch is pretty solid. It does have its pros and cons. The fact that it's not a AAA kind of like game that come with a AAA kind of price tag. Story-wise is a bit so-so, but I enjoy the whole entire kind of like skill tree for every single skill. And it's a fair bit of flexibility as well. Crafting is very satisfying. It's not as complicated as Path of Exile, and it's definitely more fun than Diablo 4 in my opinion. But that is only when you can look past all this it's not as graphically appetizing compared to say Diablo 4 or some of the newer ARPG. If you can look beyond all these things, I think it's a pretty solid game to play. Now, so in this video, I just like to give an update to where I am in the season 2 and also comparing the season and the legacy, because I think there's quite a lot of people trying to decide if you would like to play a season or play a legacy. Now what you see the clip here is I'm playing Primalist and specialize into Druid, but I can change it later, and it's pretty nice. It does bounce around quite a fair bit. It's definitely more fun than the Diablo 4 Druid. Haven't tried the Diablo 2, so I can't really comment. It does have a lot of shape shifting in terms of transforming from the human form into this werebear form, and the whole build is really about in a human form having the tornado that spawn around that kind of like suck enemy in it, and also shoot a lot of kind of lightning across the screen. That's kind of fun. And also being able to stack the what's called maelstrom. So you need to stack a lot of maelstrom onto a character to have this half like AoE around the character, and in doing so you either need to change the form or you can do a war cry or equivalent in the werebear form. So it's a fair bit of like timing to it, and once you get into the higher level, when you can unlock certain kind of like passive within the skill tree, it becomes quite manageable. You can have 6 stacks or more as it demand, and with the cooldown reduction kind of stats also make it a little bit easier as well. I finished the campaign by the way, so I'm playing the so-called Monolith. I have to climb all the Monolith all the way to various kind of level, and the Monolith that I'm at is 58 I think, but I'm already level 60 when I enter into Monolith, so it's a little bit easy ish kind of thing. Gear wise it's a bit of like touch and go in a sense. I've got some really kind of decent gear. I've got a staff that has a pretty insane tier 6 lightning damage. I think that's quite relevant. But I also have gears that's kind of like low level and just trying to get by with it until I find something nicer. But I mean the whole progression is there definitely. As you can see, there aren't really a lot of challenges when I play this Druid against the Monolith, and it will come as I face the bosses, and so I'm pretty sure that will get a lot more exciting as time goes by. Also unique to this whole thing is there's also a lot of like season mechanic that I'm trying to learn as well. I think there's a woven fraction that you can kind of like extend the tree that you can configure as well. Very unique to this season, so I am going to explore a little bit more and share with you as I learn more about it. But as you can see, it's kind of like straightforward to delete the screens, and it's quite kind of like mobile as well. Leap around as I'm in human form, and so on. You can charge around, rampage when you are in the werebear form, so that it's fun to bounce around. So far it's just kind of like quite straightforward. I can't wait to see a little bit more when the corruption getting higher. Okay, now so first thing first, I think if anybody would take a look at the so-called the tier list, you will probably see that the Void Knight has quite a lot of like nice builds that you could do. So I was thinking of that, but then I somehow I do like Druid class a fair bit, and I like to experience what the last Epoch interpretation of that Druid class. Same as Necromancer. I love Necromancer as well. But, you know, after Necromancer would be the Druid. So I want to play the Druid a little bit. I don't think Druid really strong in this whole Season 2. However, I'm probably going to either spec it into a Beast Master or say a Shaman. A Shaman would be fun. Lightning 1 may not be as strong as the Beast Master, but I think it's pretty cool. But like I said, there's a lot of Void Knight Paladin kind of like a build I'm seeing. So I don't know. Maybe if you like to play these classes for the meta, there's also a very nice kind of like option as well for you to enter in this game. I do think that playing a strong build is important because it does enable you to see a little bit more into the end game, and when you are more experienced, you can take on a little bit less optimal build, maybe more fun to you. Not sure, but yeah. So there's quite a lot of like interesting mix to it. And the good thing about last Epoch, unlike some other ARPG, is that it does have a lot of build variety. And there's a lot of build option as well, and I think it's way more than just what the guides or website out there are talking about. I mean, I did try to do one myself, and you know, it does bring you to somewhere, but eventually you do have to invest a lot of time to experiment. If you like to find your own build or read a guide somewhere to follow, that's fine too, no problem with that. You can always learn from that. Now, the question whether to play the season or the cycle, I think the consideration of just a few very simple ones. Do you play with friends? If you do, then do your friends play the season or legacy? Because you can't group up if it is you know, not playing the season or not playing the legacy, right? You can't group up. So if you like group play, you could. I'm okay with the group play. I seldom play group play, although I do have friends in the America. But the problem with the latency is that if I group within Asia, it is okay. But if I group beyond Asia, it becomes a bit of lag. Not entirely very fun per se. There's a lot of like rubber banding. But if you do not play with friends, then it doesn't really matter that much whether you want legacy or the season. Both the legacy and the season will have the season mechanic as well. So all this like you know, things that you encounter in this season, all the new features, everything is in legacy as well. The only thing that you don't have in the legacy is a fresh economy, and also the ladder, right? The leaderboard. But if those things doesn't really matter to you, I think it just depends on whether you want to play with friends or not, you want to start fresh or not. The reason why I picked season, and I'm still pondering whether it was a wise choice or not, is because I want a fresh inventory, right? Because my inventory after my season 1 was kind of a mess. I have to rethink about all this gear and so on. And also, I like to experience the progress of the game as though it was from the very beginning. I think this game has progressed quite a fair bit since the launch, and I would like to see if I kind of enjoy it, you know, more or not. I do find the grinding a little bit kind of how should I say this? So there are a couple of grinding in this game, right? The story is one thing, the campaign is one thing. So you have to go through a campaign. You have to do it for every character anyway. But I do find that after a while, the story doesn't really talk much to me. One of the kind of cons in this game. I also find grinding to say Circle of Fortune. I don't like trading. I think maybe trading could be fun as well. One day I should try. But I don't normally like trading in the ARPG, so I like to find my own thing, farm my own thing. Then Circle of Fortune, you need to do it like, you know, all over again. And same as Monolith as well, right? So there's quite a fair bit of grinding. I'm not entirely sure if my odds can benefit from any of this. I think it could. I read somewhere. But in any case, the whole grinding is kind of real. We just have to go through that again. And the leveling could be a little bit slower than, say, some other games out there. But again, it's part of the progression. So I'm now at the beginning of the Monolith farming. So once I farm through this, then probably I have a different opinions. I'll do another video for you guys. But I mean, like I said, I'll start with this Druid first. I'll respect it to probably one of them kind of like higher tier that can do higher corruption and end game. I do find that I would struggle quite a fair bit if I don't get a stronger build, especially for end game when the corruption is getting higher and higher. Getting gear in this game is kind of a little bit tough. If you, it's a fair bit of time investment to it. Don't get me wrong, the crafting is really fun. You can make your gear very powerful, but you do have to invest certain amount of time, like in all good ARPG, I guess. But in more so in last Epoch, because the gear make a lot of difference as well. So you do have to spare a lot of time to craft, to find the legendary potential, and to kind of slam the gear one to the other. And now with the whole woven thing, you can do a little bit more with the idol as well. So it's a lot of things that you could think and play around with the loot filter. There's many things you can do as well. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll certainly give you a little bit more update once I get onto it. So let me know in the comment box below. Are you enjoying Last Epoch Season 2? What do you like? What do you don't? And if you have any question, do feel free to ask, and any advice to offer as well. Alright, see you later. Bye.